this was one of my favorite games ever. And oh, Mrs. Pac-Man and Galaga and Frogger and all of it. And this is how you're going to get everybody in your family to interact with one another and to do it in a fun, exciting, and competitive way, because we have for you as a hot pick, woo, okay, one of my favorite games. So I just posted on my Facebook page my 40-year-old roller skates. So I worked at a roller skating rink and in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and taught roller skating, but I also played games such as this all the time. Pac-Man, Galaga, 2 games in 1 unit. This is a hot pick. It's an expiring price. This is your under $20 bill alert, excuse me. So Pac-Man and Galaga is one of your choices. Your next choice is actually Mrs. Pac-Man as well as Super Pac-Man. And then your next choice is Frogger with Time Pilot. And this is the one that is the most limited. The item number is A234035. Let me share with you what this retails for. $114.10. We have slashed the price by 14 and change. We've put it on 5 easy payments. So $19.99 gets it home to you. And all of a sudden, you're playing the game that everybody wants to play, which is a Pac-Man or a Mrs. Pac-Man or a Frogger or Galaga or whatever is your heart's desire. I'm going to welcome in my dear guest. She is actually an expert when it comes to games. Her name is Elizabeth Warner, and she actually is on many of the national TV shows to show what kids are liking this holiday season. But this is the answer, and if you want any kind of retro fun, Pac-Man is celebrating 40 years. Elizabeth, you know I'm just super stoked about this. I can't believe that I can actually have my very own one, my very own Pac-Man with no quarters, and it plugs in and weighs, you see me hugging it, like 8 pounds. Tell us the story, Elizabeth, and I'm gonna play a game.
Yes, so no assembly, and this is brought to us by Arcade1Up. Now, Tastemakers, who brings us this amazing experience, is the only one out there that can bring us a real arcade experience in our home. They have all the officially licensed content. So look at these graphics here. Listen to that sound, Rachel. Waka, waka, waka. Brings back the best memories ever. And all the controls on here, they're the original controls. So although we've brought this down in size for you so it can go anywhere in your house, the joystick, all the controls are exactly as you remember them. Each one of these phenomenal games has 2 games in them, but Pac-Man, let's talk about it just for a second, because Pac-Man celebrating that 40th anniversary. You know, they originally designed this to help bring women into gaming, but absolutely everyone fell in love with it. So listen to these crazy numbers. $3.5 billion in quarters went into Pac-Man machines between 1980 and 1990. It is literally the highest grossing arcade game of all time. We recognize that cute little pizza with the slice cut out. Well, that's the original design. All these fun screens, the little ghost chasing us, and we hear that sound, which Rachel brings you and I back. We talked about this today, to our roller skating rink, the arcade at the mall, right?
Yes.
All those places that we went just with the excuse to go play Pac-Man. So inside this machine, you are also going to have Galaga, and we'll come back to that. But I'd love to jump to the next machine over here, which is Miss Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man.
So Miss Pac-Man is the second one of the series of Pac-Man. We're going to talk about the third in a minute. Came out in 1982. Well, here's what happened with Pac-Man. People figured out the sequences, and they were able to jump from level to level to level. I never did.
Oh.
Some people did.
Yeah.
So with Miss Pac-Man, Rachel, they redesigned it. So it's now more random with the ghosts, so it's not as easy. They've created more mazes. So you can't just ease through this by memorizing a few patterns.
Right.
So, lots of fun. Now, they also have included in this machine Super Pac-Man, also designed in 1982. That was the third in the series, and we will come back to that.
Okay.
Because that game is fun, too. Now,
moving on to Frogger. Yep.
Okay, we all know Frogger became a part of pop culture. 1981, this one came out, but it was a part of music, movies, our favorite TV shows. My favorite TV show out of New York that was really funny did a whole thing on Frogger. So we fell in love with this. It became so popular that there are now 30 sequels of Frogger that have been developed since, because we love it so much. Rachel, are you doing it? Are you getting it across the
I'm getting across,
Highway.
but then I'm like losing my mind and like, I don't know, somehow falling into the water. I get across a little bit, but then it starts to speed up a little bit. But the thing is,
That's
honestly,
right.
Elizabeth, it doesn't matter which one you get, because what it will do is it's gonna get into the water. It's gonna get everybody you love surrounded around this game, and it is so cool because it's retro for us. I'm 54. We love Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man, any one of these games, and I'm gonna play the one that is Galaga 2 in a second. But check out the features. There's a list. This is under $20, and you have a holiday return policy on this. And when you want to blow someone's mind and make them go, "Oh my gosh," you want to walk through the features for us, Elizabeth, and then I'm going to come back and play a different game.
All right, absolutely. So the upgraded 8-inch color LCD screen, it brings us those vibrant graphics, maybe better than what we even remember when we first played. There is full volume control on this, so that means all the way from mute to that awesome sound we used to hear in the arcade. Full throttle, bring it all the way up when you're having a party. The actual controls on this are all real size. They call it real feel, but what that means is what you played in the arcade in the 1980s, the joystick, the button.
Yes, yes, they do.
In every unit, yes, you know, because I see you've got it going right now. Multiple games in each unit, so there's always 2. And here's the best. There's no assembly. We just plug it in and it's ready to go.
There's no assembly, but I am, right?
Are you?
Okay, like it's real. I'm like, okay, come on, guys.
Rachel is going at it.
I'm breaking a sweat.
Hey, this is great. Look at the difference in the way they play.
Whoa! Wait, something's coming at me. Whoa! Whoa!
Galaga. Who remembers Galaga?
Okay.
This is one of the best games out there as well. It's not like you're getting a really well-known game and then a not so well-known game.
Oh.
Each one contains so much fun. Galaga came out in 1981. It's what we call a 6-shooter arcade game. We are in one place. We are moving right and left, trying to get all the spacecrafts and aliens, and we are having a blast. Are you sweating?
I'm okay.
You've got to be.
I'm totally sweating because I'm hitting this. But it's the joystick. Honestly, the joystick feels right. The actual buttons feel right. They feel like I'm at an arcade. And I can't even tell you, Elizabeth, how many quarters I spent at the Roller Gardens in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Do you know the Roller Gardens? Do you remember the Roller Gardens?
I never was there.
Oh man. In St. Louis Park, Minnesota was the Roller Gardens, and so I went every Saturday night and I taught roller skating. And in between my classes, I would actually, I'm like, oh my gosh, I would actually be on Mrs. Pac-Man or Pac-Man, and I can't even believe that this is the real music. Like here, this is the real Galaga music. You'll hear the real Pac-Man music, and that music to me is like a siren call. It's know, Mary Beth, weigh in here. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm having a great time. You know what's interesting is in stressful days, one of the best things you can do is play a game.
Yes.
And it's because all of a sudden the stress goes. It's all about having fun. I mean, this is one of those things where people have things like this in their offices.
Oh yeah,
because
right.
They've got to just de-stress kind of thing. And it's so much fun because it's like going back to when you were a young kid or like a teenager.
Yeah,
and
you know
definitely
what?
I roller skated. It just wasn't there.
I love it. No, you know what? And what I also love is that it's a game, but it's a game that is not one where each person has their head, in their own little phone and no one's communicating. This is competitive. Like you've got 1 or 2 players and you've got the music that is real. You have the actual characters that are real. All the artwork is just like at the arcade. You just don't need to run out of quarters or be worried about that. And out of the box, there's 0 assembly. And for $20, you're going to get this home and you are going to giggle with delight. And oh, by the way, if you're a parent, you can manipulate the volume. But if you're just joining us, I was super excited to present this. I've broken out. This is, I'm glowing. I've broken out a sweat because you're like, oh my gosh, it's Pac-Man. So it's Pac-Man and Galaga. It's Mrs. Pac-Man and Super Pac-Man, or it's Frogger and Time Pilot, which is the most limited. It is under $100 when the retail on this is close to $115. We want to save you that $14 and change. It's E234035. I'll share with you that I presented this about a week ago. This price goes up at the end of the day, and this was like getting legs and springing out the door because I think we're all looking for ways to communicate and to be close to one another. And while we're in each other's homes right now, like, we're tired of being individually on screens. Like, we want to somehow get connected with our dinners that we're cooking for one another. Let's bring out a game that the whole family enjoys. And Elizabeth, as we're looking at some video, will you share with us what is our unboxing experience?
Yes, so as a mom, this was one of my favorite things. When I took this out, I realized there's no assembly. You're literally going to plug this in. There's an on-off switch on the board that you're going to see very easily, and then you're just going to go ahead and select your game. So we're going to show you how to do that in a minute. Not only is this easy, but it fits anywhere in the house. It's designed for a countertop, so this can go in your children's room, on the kitchen counter, which is where it's been living in my house, because we're all sharing it. Perfect for date night, because a lot of us are having date nights at home now. Go ahead and get dressed up, but add this into the fun, but also a great way for the kids to unwind and have fun. It's nostalgic, and this is one of the hottest trends in toys this year. When you look at the toys and all the different catalogs and what's online, it's nostalgia. We want to go back to fun time. We want to remember what it was like playing with our moms and dads when we went to the Pizza Hut and waited for our pizzas. So this is what's going to bring that family fun back together.
And you know what,
each
Elizabeth?
one of these have those two games.
Yeah, we've sold about 5,600 so far this weekend. And I'm just going to have you walk us through what we have on the screen. So, for example, I'll see two games. So on this one, for example, Pac-Man's the most popular, as you would imagine. I've got Pac-Man, and then I also have Galaga. And then I have my joystick, which actually, it doesn't feel smaller than the original joystick that I'd see with a full-size arcade game. It fits my hand perfectly. So what do I do here, right? I select a game, right? I toggle and select. So I'm going to select
toggle using
Pac-Man.
Yeah. Okay. And then on the right there, you're going to push that button, and that's the button that helps you select the game. Once you've done that, you're going to go to the left side of your board. You'll see a one-player or two-player. So select which one you'd like, one or two. One. And then you're simply going to push that button one more time to get the game going.
This
over
one?
your one-player button.
Oh, cool. All right.
That's it. And now you're ready to go.
And there's a volume up here. I do want you to know that, parents, if you're like, okay, heavens, if I hear that music one more time, I'm going to have to throw you out.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
Or in the basement you go, something. You actually have a higher volume,
That's
or
right.
you have, the lower volume. And there I was just all of a sudden got eaten. But this is
And Rachel, we could switch games too if we'd like to go back to that original home screen. If you put your finger on the one-player button and hold it down for 5 seconds, just about, the screen will then go black, and then it will bring back up the home screen. You can let go now, and now you get to select again. So on all of these units, to just start over, you're going to go to that one-player button, hold it down 5 seconds, and then you get to toggle through and pick your next game.
All right, let me remind you what's going on. This is my passion item. This is my passion item. I posted about it in anticipation with my roller skates. So it is Pac-Man or Galaga. Actually, both of them. You choose those two games. Most popular choice at $19.99 on that Easy Pay. The price is going to go up at the end of the day. Or Mrs. Pac-Man and Super Pac-Man, or Frogger and Time Pilot. So all of these coming home to you, they weigh about 8 pounds. That's an 8-inch screen. It is real feel, officially licensed. Take advantage of the price and the Easy Pay, because tomorrow you come back, the price isn't going to be here, and the Easy Pay is not going to be here. We've had 6,000 ordered this weekend, 800 in our show. Continue to place them in your cart and check out holiday return policies. Thanks, Elizabeth. You've been wonderful.
Thank you.
I love this, and I know you're going to get families coming together all around this game. And here's the information on the matching stool that I was sitting on. There are two choices, Pac-Man or Asteroids. Also at a Black Friday sale price, 5 easy payments of $13.99. They're super cushy, they feel great. Get your game. And now, get your game. Yes.
Get on the game, baby.
Yes, I'm on the game. Now we've got a way to suds up.